everybody! Okay, so I realize it has been a super long time since I've done a video. And really it's not going to be your typical run-of-the-mill book update thing, because I don't have enough specific updates for a new book plan. Graven Image is going to come out sometime, I'm hoping early next year. And I have another little project I'm working on, and I'm going to wait to give too many details on that because that is relatively new. I have to work some of those details out in my head still. But what I am going to do here is I was nominated to do the 7-book challenge, and what you're supposed to do, I mean, I'm totally breaking the rules here. I have my reasons for that. So what you're supposed to do is put the cover of 7 of your favorite books, one a day for a week, without any explanation. So again, I'm already horribly ruining this, but I know me, and I know I'm not going to stick with it. I do genuinely try to accomplish these challenges when I'm nominated for stuff like that, but I quite honestly kind of suck at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do things a little differently. I'll try to tip the camera so you can see it. Sorry about my fingerprints. A pile of books here. None of which are my own, I promise, because I'm not that shallow. Not even a little bit. So I'm going to briefly, I'm just going to do all 7 books at once and just tell a little bit about why I love the books so much. No particular order, because I just kind of grabbed them off the shelf. Didn't have a whole lot of planning going into it. Plus I want to keep this video short and be able to upload it to Facebook without having any issues. But I hope everybody's having a great summer, and here we go. So, okay, I'm cheating. I'm going to the bottom of the pile first because I absolutely love this one. The first one is This Life I Live by Rory Feek, and I bought this book around a year ago, and I finished it, I think maybe a week tops after I got it, and that is totally unheard of for me. I don't finish books that quick. But Rory Feek is, or was, one half of the country music duo Joey and Rory, who won the Can You Duet contest in the, I think, 2005, something like that. I could be totally butchering that. But these two, they're husband and wife, and some of you may have heard of them. Joey, the wife, was diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago, and she actually passed away. I think it's coming up 2 years now. I think she passed in 2016, I believe. But this is just basically Rory's kind of a memoir / autobiography kind of thing about their marriage and their relationship, and it's really good. Whether you listen to their music or not, which I highly recommend their music, whether you've heard of them or not, or listened to them or not, I highly recommend this book because it's written very well. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, and most of all, it'll make you think, and I feel like that's the most important thing with a book. A lot of the books that I have on this list are biographies or autobiographies, because that's mostly what I read, which is, I know it's weird because I don't write biographies or autobiographies, but I don't read a whole lot of the genres that I write, and that is really strange, and I'm probably gonna get some eyebrows raised for that one. I'm raising my own eyebrows for that one. But so the next one on this list, to break up the monotony and have a little funny one in there, is The Wit and Wisdom of Tyrion Lannister. I'm sure I've got some Game of Thrones fans out there. I'm, like a lot of other people, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Okay, huge. Next season can't come soon enough. I'm dying waiting, but like a lot of people, and as you may have already guessed, Tyrion Lannister is my favorite character. If Tyrion dies, we riot. And I believe it was, and she'll probably correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I ended up getting my best friend into it, but before I did that, she actually bought me this book, and it's basically just a compilation of lines, of his really good lines throughout the A Song of Ice and Fire book series that goes along with the show. and it's fantastic, and all of my favorite lines are in it. I love the books, I love the show, love Tyrion in any light that you put him in. So that's why I love this book so much. You know, and besides it being a gift, you know, I mean, come on. One of your favorite people gets you a book and it's written about your favorite character in one of your favorite shows. Come on. Okay, and this one it's chock full of notes, and I'll explain that in a minute. The Secret Power of Speaking God's Word by Joyce Meyer. A lot of you have probably heard of Joyce Meyer. Faith is a big deal in my life. It's a big part of who I am. And as some of you probably know, I had heart surgery in 2016. Big, huge deal that was totally unexpected. Came out of the blue, January 2016. I had fluid and a mass around my heart. Thankfully, it turned out to be benign, and they took care of it. And 2-week hospital visit. You know, it wasn't fun, but anyway. Did I show the cover of this? Yeah, I feel like the covers are backwards on here. But during that process, my best friend, who lives in Chicago, came to visit me. I live in Indiana, and she and her mom took the almost around 2-hour drive. My dad actually picked him up to visit me in the hospital, and I get a little choked up here. It's been 2 years and I'm still getting choked up. Her mom gave me this book to read in the hospital just to keep me, you know, it basically, it has different sections in it under different categories, you know, fear, anxiety, all different kinds of things, and it directs you to spots in the Bible to help you with those difficulties, along with, you know, passages from Joyce about those specific areas. And it's a fantastic read. It helps me a lot, and I love it. And you could see there's notes in it. Tons of notes. But this one, and it's been a while since I've read this, The Other Side of the Sky by Farah Amidi. I probably mispronounced that, I'm so sorry. But I had to read this book in high school, and it was about a young lady in, I believe it was Afghanistan. I could be wrong, I hope I'm not wrong. She actually stepped on a landmine and suffered some severe physical injuries. And it's a memoir about her journey through that. And it's extremely inspiring. One, because of how she went through at such a young age, and two, it kind of resonated with me because, as some of you may know, I was born with spina bifida. I've been in a wheelchair my whole life. So that comes with its own ups and downs. But this book is just really, really inspiring. Another one I highly recommend. I mean, obviously every book on this list I recommend, but yeah, you get the idea. So it's her memoir, and it's fantastic. And it was one of the few books in high school that I actually enjoyed reading and taking a test on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think anybody should have to take tests on books they read. It totally ruins the experience. I mean, and I'm sorry if there's any teachers watching this and you want to hit me in the head with my own book. Please don't do that. I have a shunt. Please don't do that. Like I said, spina bifida, please don't hit me. But, you know, I feel like we retain a book better when we don't feel like we have to take a test on it. That's just my experience, and I've heard that from a lot of other people. So that's just how I feel about it. But of all the books I had to take tests on, this was one of my absolute most retained and absolute favorites, and I actually hung on to it after high school. So that tells you something. A lot of kids don't do that. But sorry, heard a noise. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna have to relocate. I'll be right back.